The night air in Amazala village crackled with celebration. The stars above twinkled like the ancestors themselves had gathered to watch the union. Palm fronds danced in the evening breeze, lanterns swayed gently, and the sound of drums echoed through the compound of the Okonkwo family. Tonight was Adi's night. The first daughter of Mama Ifeoma, the pride of her lineage, the girl with beauty so radiant, even the village elders often whispered, "She will bring great honor to her family." People had traveled from far and wide to witness the traditional wedding between Adis and Obinna Umidi, a man of means, charm and promises. Every seat was filled, every face smiled, every heart celebrated. But by morning, the drums were silent, the bridal room empty, the bed untouched. Adis had vanished, and no one saw it coming. Adis Okonkwo was the kind of girl mothers prayed to birth, graceful, soft-spoken, and deeply rooted in the traditions of her people. Her father had passed when she was only 9, leaving behind 3 children and a wife who now had to raise them alone. But Adis never complained. From a young age, she bore burdens too heavy for her age. She fetched water before school, sold vegetables after school, helped raise her siblings. And yet, she never lost her smile. She believed in destiny, in love, in God. So, when Obinna arrived one morning in a black Prado SUV, saying he had heard of a girl in Amazala, whose character was more precious than gold, her life changed forever. Obinna was different from the local suitors. He was older, in his early 30s, but he had a confidence that was magnetic. He said all the right things, looked at her as though she were priceless. He brought her books, gifts, and visited with respect. Mama Ifeoma was cautious, but when the elders inquired and found no fault in him, she agreed. Traditionally, bride price is negotiated, bargained like a market trade. But not this time. When the elders called out the items and total value, Obinna simply smiled and said, "Add more. She is worth far more than this." The entire crowd gasped. He paid 5 million Nigerian nairas cash, added crates of drinks, kola nuts, wrappers, jewels, and an envelope of 500,000 Nigerian nairas as Igondi Umu Ada, the daughter's gift. People said, "Obinna has no rival. See how he honors our daughter." The wedding was scheduled for the following month. Adis could barely sleep at night, overwhelmed by the blessings unfolding. She often sat under the mango tree, writing in her journal about her dreams, a house filled with love, children running in the yard, a husband who respected her. The fairy tale had begun. On the day of the wedding, everything was perfect. Adis was stunning. Her red George wrapper shimmered. Her hair braided in the traditional Nkwa style, adorned with coral beads. Obinna wore white agbada with gold embroidery. Cameras flashed. Women ululated. Drums rolled. After the final rites, Obinna was handed his bride. They were led to the guest mansion Obinna had rented for the night, a home on the edge of the village with modern fittings and thick curtains. That night, laughter echoed, gifts were unwrapped, and the compound slowly grew quiet as guests retired. But by 5:30 am, screams pierced the air. "Adis! Where is my daughter?" Mama Ifeoma shouted, barefoot, rushing into the bridal room. The bed was still made. Her daughter's jewelry lay untouched, her sandals by the door, her wedding wrapper folded neatly on the chair. No signs of struggle, no broken windows, no blood, just silence. Obinna claimed he had stepped into the bathroom. "Just for a moment," he cried. "When I returned, she was gone." By morning, search parties had begun. Boys entered the nearby bushes. Elder women consulted oracles. The town crier beat his gong, calling on everyone to report any strange sightings. Days passed, then a week, then 2. No one had seen Adis. No ransom call. No body. The joy that had filled the village turned into fear. Rumors swirled. Did she run away? Did she discover something about him? Was it a spiritual attack? Obinna remained in the village, refusing to leave. He wept in public, met with the elders, even offered 1 million Nigerian nairas to anyone who found his bride. But something about his sorrow felt rehearsed. 3 weeks later, a shriveled old woman, Mama Yugo, approached Mama Ifeoma quietly during evening prayers. "My daughter," she whispered, "I have kept silent long enough." "What do you mean?" Mama Ifeoma asked, rising slowly. "That man, Obinna, or whatever he calls himself. I have seen his face before. In Onitsha. 2 years ago. Another girl. Another wedding. And after the wedding night, the girl vanished." Mama Ifeoma's heart skipped. "He has done this before. More than once. But he is clever. Always chooses girls from humble homes. Always makes them feel like queens. Then nothing." With shaking hands, Mama Ifeoma contacted her cousin in Onitsha, a police officer. And everything began to unravel. Adiz refused to hide in shame. "I am not broken," she said during a seminar. "I was targeted because I was humble. But humility is not weakness. Love is not blindness. And silence is no longer safety." Today, Adiz Okonkwo is a women's rights advocate. She created the Red Beads Foundation, helping rural girls get education, self-defense, and courage. She still wears her beaded wedding necklace, not as a memory of pain, but as a badge of survival. They thought they had bought her. They thought they could take her voice. But she came back stronger. Her bride price was paid in full, but her freedom was never for sale. The end.